Can't even start a watch party.
Nope.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Welcome. Tonight is the night. Right after the pink part.
Oh my God.
Dog. Are you on camera with that shit?
I'm on camera with this shit. So listen.
Dog out here sucking his fingers.
That's right. His finger looking good. So listen. It's 9 o'clock. The pink part just went off. The ladies done set it off. The studio been on fire since 8:02. But we talking love, we talking relationships, and we talking about men shit. So again, if you got any kids, any sensitive ass dudes, take your ass to sleep. Okay, that's it.
Take your ass to sleep.
You watching Girth, 9 o'clock on podcasting. To my right hand side, the one and only, the big homie, the one that we call Mr. Q Lewis.
What up, though? You already know what it is, man. Q Lewis representing live from the 48205, man. Red Zone, we in the building.
Red Zone, bang, 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 bang. And down by his right, on his right hand side, he go by the name of Chef Wilson, Mr. Tasty Finish himself.
All right.
I was about to say, you got to say that.
You already know we about to cook it up tonight.
Right, no doubt.
So today,
Hey, that shit good as hell.
this shit good as hell.
It
That
is.
make no sense.
Chef Wilson is a motherfucker, y'all. So I ain't mean to say motherfucker, but he a motherfucker. So,
That's the best word for it.
Yeah.
I don't even know.
anyway, Q got steak, and he said he don't even need no damn sauce.
No, I don't.
That's dope.
I legit picked up that steak and just bit it. Straight up. No, like I got the sauce over here. I'm like, cuz I don't even need that right now.
And Chef, he ain't lying because I looked over to him. He looked like what?
Hey, I was trying to eat all, silently.
and conservatively.
Exactly.
Well,
That shit was good though.
Think that's a compliment.
Compliments to the chef.
Yes. Man, I love putting passion in my food.
Well,
And real quick, while we talking about it, man, tell the people where they can find you at first.
for your food.
For your food, yes.
For my food,
Yes.
Instagram, you can catch me at Fred Wilson 1183, where you can catch a few of my photos of completed dishes. I'm gonna be adding more.
Your wife had put you up something when you was cutting up some damn lamb chops, man. We're off the
Yeah, it was
off the
French
rib
and,
cage.
I know it could have been neater, but yes. But I am for hire.
For sure.
Yes, for sure. You can also catch me at Frederick Wilson on Facebook.
Okay, that's what's up.
Yes.
So today's topic is my God. It's like Fred has became our producer, Fifi is our engineer, and me and Q and D just be here.
Right, we get to eat food and talk shit.
We get to eat food, talk shit, and drink. Q bought the drink. What we got on the drink today, Q?
Oh, we got Maker's Mark today, man. You know what I'm saying?
Let them show you right
yeah.
right
We
here.
got this one right here. Yeah,
right there.
We got
this
Maker's
one
Mark
on
right here.
That's you. Yep, that's you. Look at it, he dipped it off.
That good Kentucky straight bourbon.
Bourbon.
Yeah, for sure.
Why Kentucky don't got Bourbon Street? Why Kentucky don't got a damn Bourbon Street?
That is ironic, though, right? It is ironic. I hadn't thought about that.
And they don't know no bourbon come out of goddamn St. Louis, do it? I mean Louisiana, do it?
Nah, they ain't had no marketing people down there.
But let me ask you this question: if we had a street named after liquor, what would it be?
Cognac, man, of course.
No,
Cognac? No?
Night Train, 2020.
Well, back in the day, it'd be cognac. I'm trying to change that narrative, though. We're trying to get the whiskeys and bourbons.
But while you playing cognac, Hennessy, Detroit, Michigan was the number one spot for Hennessy, and the number one spot for Moet.
Oh, that's what's up.
Excuse me.
Moet.
I was about to say, what's that?
Instead of no way is mo way.
I'm gonna tell you how I learned about this. This guy was trying to talk crap to this young lady, and he's like, "Baby, I buy you some Moet." But she said, "It's Moet, bitch, and I don't need your money." I was like, "Damn."
Damn, she meant that shit.
And she meant that shit.
Yeah.
And then Coco's silly ass like, "It is Moet."
I mean, it is, but damn, she ain't had to. Damn.
Hey, y'all, pardon me, man. I got a stuffed potato with scrimp.
With scrimp
on it.
That
so,
shit good. Yo, I'm gonna tell you how good that shit was. I ate that shit like a hot dog. I'm gonna show you how good
the shit. I'm eating it like a hot dog right now.
And I bit the tail off that motherfucker and chewed that bitch up. I chewed up the tail. I ain't even take the tail off. I just ate tip of them.
You know the motherfucker good when you bite the skin, eat the whole goddamn skin. The skin tastes like a bun. You know what I mean?
Here we go.
Yeah, that's.
Yo, I'm actually on the internet though. I can't even stream my shit.
Yeah.
I want to get on the internet.
I know. So back to today's topic.
Yes.
Look, so today we're talking about how to balance marriage, relationships,
And business.
Woo. Fellas. Woo. How do we do with that?
We gotta
Ladies
figure this
too.
one out, though.
Well, I gotta say ladies too because they're just as busy as we are. So maybe this be some helpful tips for the both of us.
Yeah.
But most definitely we speaking to the brothers.
Most definitely.
So Miles, what?
Go ahead. I'm listening.
So like, which one of these categories would you fit into, and how do you usually balance it?
Flip it up and then go to Clubhouse for me. Same code. How I balance normally is just I take my time and I be tired as hell though. I be tired as hell, and sometimes my grumpiness will mess with my testosterone level and my sex drive and everything. So I'll be over there in a minute, V. Don't worry about it. Leave it there. So it messes with my me. I be tired as hell. I get up at 3:30 every morning.
So you need to take that list of foods I gave you.
Yeah, I do.
But I'm gonna give you
Shut
the
your
list
ass up,
for,
'cause you
You get at 3:32, right?
Oh yeah, I get up at
You get at
3:30.
3:32, so
Yeah,
I go to sleep at 3:30.
What, 23 years
Right.
almost.
You know,
That part.
But you said okay, so
I get up at 3:30.
right.
And so by the time it comes to me to get here, 8 o'clock in the morning, now between 8 o'clock, 8:15, and then I'm up to damn near 10:30, 11 o'clock. By the time I go home, it's hard to go to sleep.
So which one of these areas that will it really affect you in? You not balancing your business. So are you saying because you don't balance your business?
It's hard to give a relationship or a marriage its full attention.
Wow.
Yeah. Hold on. Yeah, go ahead, Fred, take it away.
And I find that because when I did my research and I noticed a lot of very successful people, they really challenge in that area. You know, they struggle with it.
For sure.
But I guess, the heart wants what it wants. So you will see them married multiple times because, you want that.
Yeah.
Now, how do you get your balance, though? I heard the ladies talking earlier about boundaries. So do you have to have boundaries with your business? How does that look for us?
You gotta have boundaries with the business and the relationship, and it's suck because if you just starting out with a business, it's hard to say that you want boundaries in your business because you're trying to do whatever it takes to make it to what you want it to be. So I think it's just like when you work a corporate job, right? Mm-hmm. It's that work-life balance. You got to find some balance. Even though, like for me, for instance, trying to do my podcast thing and writing books and stuff, I'm I'm constantly on the come up. So I know that it is a grind that's involved with that. But at the same time, you don't want to lose your sanity or your social skills trying to get your business together. So it's a tough balance, though, and that tough balance is also gonna be met with opposition if you got the wrong partner. When I say partner, I mean your mate, whoever it is that you're dealing with romantically or whatever. That can be an issue too. But I think that person can only be an issue if you allow them to, though. So at some point, you are in control of it. Like the person who has that business, you are in control of that balance. You can't ever let somebody else be in control of that balance.
So you're not married right now, right?
Nah.
So the part with relationship, how do you fit that in?
Man, the thing with for me with relationships, man, I think when women meet me, they already know what tip I'm on. They already know what time I'm on at this point. So basically they just have to understand where I'm at with things and how they can fit in.
They got to fall in line.
Yeah, they got to fall in line. But I don't say that selfishly because I do it as well. So whatever they into, I fall in line with that. So for instance, if I'm talking to somebody who, let's say she does hair and she trying to come up on the salon or something, so she constantly doing a lot of hair, then I know what her schedule is and whatever I can do to help, I'm gonna help her out. So for instance, I do graphic design a little bit. So let me make you some flyers. Let's work on some stuff for each other so we can both ascertain our goals.
Absolutely.
But at the same time, coexist in this relationship because at the end of the day, day, you still need that relationship. Like, you can be out here grinding for your business, trying to get it up to tier 1, but like when you go home, like, shit, I'm trying to leave all this shit behind. You feel me? Like, we got to get back to being regular people. So you got to have that balance. So that's how I do it. And also too, I'm just I don't know. I'm at the point now. I'm old, dog. I just let shit live. I don't get mad about shit. I don't force it no more. It's like, if it don't work, I just let that shit go. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real.
Getting mad about stuff is crazy nowadays.
But dog, remember we used to be like that, though.
Right.
I ain't got time.
I have a question.
What's that?
So is it important to have somebody that's doing? I mean, like a like-minded person or whatever, like that's into, like, for instance, if you self-employed, which majority I think of us in here are. Is it would it be like? Do you think that it would be like something that's not a good thing to be with somebody that's not, like, that doesn't understand that? Or does that make a difference?
I see that two ways.
Yeah.
And I had wrote something last week, and I said, people always wish they could meet someone
Like them.
have the same interests, But what happens in a conversation? How do you grow from that? No, I'm gonna answer a question. So, how do you grow from that if you're doing the same thing? Yeah. You're just agreeing with one another. So, I think that it would be refreshing to have someone who's maybe not strong off into business, because when you come home, you don't want to talk shop no more.
There you go.
And they may bring a refreshing conversation about, I don't know, peaches.
Right.
And you may just be like, because I've been talking numbers all day and contracts.
Right.
So I really welcome this peaches. Yeah.
Well, I like to say I've been on both ends, right? And having somebody in the business can actually ruin your relationship for that exact same reason.
You mean if they're in the same business?
Well, no, just if they're if they're in business in general, that especially offset their time. Like if they do business and their business only require a 9 to 5, not that, but their hours is 9 to 5, right? But your business hours 11, 12 o'clock, midnight.
Right.
You know what I mean?
You're going to keep missing each other.
Well, now you just missing each other. By the time you get home, she's still ready to talk. You don't want to talk no more.
But guess what you got to do?
You got to talk.
Got to talk your ass
Yeah.
off.
So,
Gotta talk.
But I became a great listener more so than a good conversationist.
So you wouldn't have to talk.
Right. So I wouldn't have to talk. And then, but he's telling the truth, because I've learned that when you're dealing in a relationship, whether y'all married or boyfriend, girlfriend, engaged, it ain't. I think everything now once you reach a certain level, it's like marriage just it goes. You ain't no boyfriend, girlfriend, really y'all husband and wife, especially over 40, 35 years old, and y'all living together, man. That's you in a marriage relationship.
Yeah, it is. It's basically that type of relationship.
Yeah. So
I think for that part though, like I agree with both of y'all on that situation. I think that, however, I don't know, like, if it's more important for them to be like into like being an entrepreneur, or if they like a 9 to 5 person. I don't know which is more important, but what I do know is important is that they understand.
Right. Understand.
As long as they understand like your grind, then it's fine. Because like when you understand, they can deal with it. You feel me?
It took me some time to. I have never met a woman like my wife.
Right.
So it still takes me some time, because my wife grinded out. I say, you make a Jamaican look lazy, and I'm still today. I have to get accustomed to that. Yeah, because my wife is constantly in this. When I just look at it today, maybe yesterday, I didn't feel this way about it, but she's just very talented. So while you're here on this earth, I think you're supposed to utilize it. Right. And I'm seeing that more and more. And I used to tell people, I said, God gives you a certain amount of energy
to deal with
to do what you need to do. So when you have that feeling in your chest and it feels like frustration, that's because you're not using that gift that he gave you. Right. Yeah. And you're not balanced. Right. What we're talking about tonight.
One of the people, I'm sorry, me cut you off. One of the people watching us said, no, it's not. Sometimes you just have to go with the flow. That's Tamisha Holly. She's one of the engineers here, and she works the relationship bodyguard. So she says, you make time for what you want.
You know what? The first person I heard that from was my wife. And it took us a while to go out because, I was stalling out.
Yeah.
And then because, I just really want to get to know her spirit.
Right.
And then I've heard that from her. That was the first person I ever heard that. She said, well, you know something, you make time for what you want.
Yeah. And most
that always stuck with me.
And it needs to stick with you. In most cases, that is true. However, and this is, I think that in relationships, what happen is when you make time for, if you dating or want to deal with it, and you make time for it, they expect for that time to happen all the time too. A lot of times.
Well, yeah, we all do.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's not just a woman thing. I'm glad you said that. But men and women,
If it's
both.
a good thing.
Women get spoiled a lot though. I just want to tell this story real quick. Like, no, for real. Like when I had a corporate America job, I remember I was laid off for like maybe a year almost, and I started talking to this young lady, and like I ain't had no job. And at that time, I wasn't like on my entrepreneurial shit, so I was just I had a lot of free time.
Right.
And then when I went back to work, it was like she couldn't understand. And then that's when I realized like I had gave her too much.
Yeah.
I gave her too much because like at this point, like women want attention. I mean, people want attention.
But did you give her too much without telling her why you giving her?
Yeah, I did. And then it was late. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So by the time I was able to explain it, it looked like I was just like making that
Bullshit.
shit up. Yeah, but it's just like, dog, you forgot I wasn't going to work.
Right.
Like, so now, no, we can't do this every day. No, I can't see you at this point.
Right.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So like it's those things like with any kind of relationship is what I'm finally learning now is that you gotta start that shit the way you go in that motherfucker, dog. Shout out to my man Angry Man because he always say that on our show, and that's one of the realest things, one of the simplest things. However you start it, it's got to be the way you finish it, dog. It's got to be.
I totally agree with you because I say it in a different manner. I said how you handle small shit is how you handle big shit too.
Well, in fact, yeah, that too.
Yeah. So
Same thing.
Yeah.
Switching it up, yeah, that would do it. That would do it to anybody. Because first thing, be like, what's wrong? You know what I'm saying? What's wrong? Is a problem.
Right. Shout out to Mama Emma Holly. She definitely checking us out. Go ahead, Chef.
So since balance, and it's very hard, and I would like to say for women nowadays too, because they're off into business. But the expectations have been set so high for males all the time.
Yes.
Any type of sign of failure,
Yeah.
and it's over, right?
Yeah.
So how do we balance this thing with business and family? And you're not neglecting your business, and you're not neglecting your family.
That's difficult. I'd be very honest with you. I met a white woman about 14 years ago, right? She became a millionaire. She told me almost 6 years before that, she said, Miles, when I come back, I'm gonna be a millionaire, I promise. Right? And I'm like, okay.
Like, all right.
But when she came back, she was a millionaire, right? When I'm seeing her again, she said, Miles, I'm currently worth $12 million right now.
Damn.
Right?
Really?
She said thanks to the stuff you told me and kept pushing. Now you mind you, me and Caucasian persuasion ain't the best while we sitting down at the table because I tell the truth. But she said, by the fact that you told me the truth, this is the first time somebody ever gave me a $5,000 gift. Okay.
Really?
She just gave me $5,000. She didn't give me a check. She gave me cash.
Yes.
Right.
But she came back as a millionaire. She said because of the advice that I told her and the things I was being truthful about pushed her forward.
Yeah.
Right? But she said, there's one thing you didn't tell me, but you warned me about in order for me to get further. She said, I told her you would have to neglect everything you care about in love to get over that hump.
And that's tough.
And you have to go back and mend those things
That's tough.
after you get over that hump.
That's tough.
Because I done studied every millionaire you could possibly name, especially black, and they always hurt somebody that was very vital to them, but they didn't do it purposefully. You know what I mean? They just did it to the point to where they had to tell them no. You feel me? But this white woman, she left 3 of her kids with her mother
To pursue her dream.
to pursue her career. Right?
I guess that's the question. Though. What are you willing to sacrifice?
Exactly.
What are you willing to sacrifice?
Because everything has a sacrifice to it.
But I often tell the guys at work because I find myself now working like 7 days a week, and I told a few of the guys, I said, something. I said we can't put last one of the number one reasons why we're here, and it's the family. Whether or not you said something like to put you want a better life than for them than you had for you, better educational opportunities. whatever it may have been. So, how can you put your family last over your business?
Well,
and that's the reason why. That's one of the reasons why we do this, to put our family in a better position.
Mm-hmm.
So, like tonight, we got to see what that looks like with the balance, because you got kids at home and they're hurting.
Yeah. For
I was
attention.
one of them. My dad wasn't there, but he was so on the grind for money.
Right.
Man, I
forgot about y'all.
I wouldn't see him like
Yeah.
3 months at a time or something,
Yeah,
right.
And I think it took him up till I was 14 to remember my birthday, stuff like that. But he was just on that grind for that money.
And he was providing for his family too, right?
Sometimes.
No,
I'm just being honest.
I feel you because I had a friend. His father used to work on an oil rig, right?
Oh, okay.
So he didn't see his father maybe only for 2.5 months every year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They out there months at a time.
Yeah, yeah. They do 6 months, 6 month increments
Right.
total.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So, but how's that look when you're here? How do we balance that?
Man, that's hard. I mean, I'll be very
You
honest
don't
with
want to
you.
be absentee dad or anything.
No.
But we got some tips here on how to go about it. But most definitely, I wanted to, we got some tips on how to go about it.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to get a feedback, some organic from you guys. What are you doing about it?
Oh, yeah.
And then even you, Fee, because I think with you being very successful for what you're doing, running your own business, do you necessarily say, do I have time for a relationship? Do I have time for, how do I balance that?
Oh
I think when you in full grind mode for your business, you don't have time, but you have to make time.
Yeah.
'Cause I honestly don't think you do have time, but you have to make it.
Well, right now,
To Jenny B's point, that's my girl.
What's that? Oh, yeah.
You have to make time for what's important.
you gotta make time.
And that was honestly that was the only thing I wanted to jump in and say that I think that that's very true. And I've said that before. And in light of when you was explaining, Q, about your situation with the young lady or whatever, where you gave her all of this time without explaining that I have all of this time because, right, because something else, because something else that usually takes up this time is not there anymore. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
So, I mean, and that can, it all starts with a conversation first and foremost,
Most
and I
a
think
clear conversation.
yeah,
Clear
and
conversation,
I think that a lot of times we get away from just the conversation because we are so used to the history of not being able to express our truth. You
Yeah,
know what
true.
I'm saying?
Yeah, I've
even
heard
like
that.
from coming up as kids and stuff or
Yeah.
whatever, you would get bad in the mouth. I mean, I was habitual. I'm surprised I still got teeth. But I'm serious. Like so it's like as you grow up, you just be so cautious, especially like when you get your first, from like starting in the work field and everything or whatever, building up your confidence to be able to speak the truth on your job or
Absolutely.
to be confident enough to go out and just be entrepreneurs like we are now. Like that's some brave stuff. Like that's
It's
a
scary.
very brave
Hell
leap.
yeah,
You
it's
know what
scary.
I'm saying?
I would like to say this because you just made me realize this. Fred, you made me realize, and Q, you definitely made me realize this. I understand by it being Black History Month, I do understand why Black America is so far behind because we love so much.
Yes.
There's a lot of white people, or excuse me, Caucasian persuasion.
White.
The white people.
White.
White people.
White.
White people that will leave their families
Yes.
to go to accomplish whatever they need to be and just say, I'm sorry, I had to do this for us, but this is the end result. Okay?
Now-
Might not ever even say sorry.
Hold on, it might not, hold on, let me finish. And they might not, but never say sorry.
Hell no.
But for sure, we are breaded out of love in America right now to be how we are. You understand what I'm saying? And we're natural loving people, okay?
So what you saying that? What do you think that's a bad thing?
I don't have the answer for that. And
But see, I've heard it on other. I'm sorry, Fico.
So I just want to say, like, I think that it's just generational for African Americans.
Yes.
Like, meaning like the Black people that's here. You know what I'm saying? I think and the reason I say that is because over time we have been stripped away from our family.
Of course.
So it's like it's a grip that we have spiritually that we have gained over the generations. Now, if you look at how just look at how the actions of the other races, the whites, yeah. Because that's honestly that's what we would put ourselves against. I mean, measure ourselves beside because that's who been here with each other for the longest. You know what I'm saying?
In America,
so I look at it like they have been trained to go out and be pioneers, and they people, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
They've been trained to go out and do that and to be that. Meanwhile, we have been our people have been ripped away from us, so we cling on to them so much. Because if you look at the tribes like in Africa and stuff like that, and it's just my thought. If you look at them over there, they have been trained to hold it down while the man goes out and make it do what it do. You know what I'm saying? So when he comes back, it is something expected of him to bring something back. But at the same time, we encourage him and equipped him to go out.
Right.
We don't encourage and equip to go out because we have been trained that they don't come back.
Cause you sounding like somebody.
No, bro.
That's just the way I see it. You know what I'm saying?
No, that's deep.
I feel you.
That's
profound.
So it's like the women are squeezing and the men pulling like I'm coming back, but you never have. Not overall, but you know what I'm saying? Like you never have. And it's like, just like when you have a little kid, you know how you babysit kids or something. And sometimes somebody will bring their one child over there, fall out in the floor, lose his damn mind.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because they parent don't never tell them that they're coming back because they always sneak out. And there's some kids where they parent kick it with them and tell them, and that was me. Like, and how I was raised. Like my parents or my parental figures, they always explained to me and told me like, hey, I'm coming back. I'll be back at such and such a time. I was taught to see the clock and this and that or whatever. So around 4:45, I know like, okay, my mom about to come get me in about, you know what I'm saying? Or whatever. And we understand that. Yeah. So I don't care about you leaving and coming back. You can do that. But if you don't explain that to a person and you rip them away, just like how it was done generationally, then
So let me ask you this.
Spit that shit.
I'm just saying.
So we about to open up. Hold on, we about to open up the phone lines. If you can't take it out of the clubhouse, we ain't
got
worried about
Clubhouse
that.
on there?
No, but we ain't worried about that. We about to open up these phone lines. Call 248-854-9850. 248-854-9850. We talking about being able to balance off relationships, marriage, and business.
We gotta get to
the
that
pros and the cons.
Like the regular relationships too, because you was talking about that
we
too.
gotta get to regular.
Like just not romantic relationships.
I had a question for Fee. So I hear everything you're saying, and it makes a lot of sense. So do you feel like that's the reason why we have the biggest problem investing in relationships?
Yes.
Because we're so accustomed to losing?
Yes.
I mean, I can
true.
say personally that's
You
my
understand
reason.
what I'm saying?
Yeah, I could personally say that's my reason.
So you don't want it?
I have a serious abandonment issue. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
So it makes it hard for you to even want to invest
and I'm
in
this
it.
transparent about it because I'm tired of it. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Like,
And-
yeah.
and
Like,
most- and
I
most-
have
And most black women have abandonment problems when it comes to black men. That's real.
I was just about to say, right, and I'm done. I know this y'all, but let me tell you.
Oh, no,
so,
It's a twist the line, baby. You the line.
so real talk. Like my when I I'm originally from New Orleans. If you don't know, I am. Like I'm originally from New Orleans. I moved here when I was 11. Okay. The way that we left from there, it was a breakaway. Like, you know what I'm saying? Okay. My parents, they were, going through whatever they was going through and stuff. Literally, just a quick how it happened. Real quick, I went, spent the night at my friend's house, came home. We was moving out the house. My daddy dropped my mama off at work and had all me and my brothers loaded up in the van with his plants and his van. We went to his mama house in Woodville, Mississippi. I did not see my daddy no more until I was 16 years old. I was 11.
Damn, straight like that.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I was a daddy's girl. I'm the only girl, and I'm the youngest, and I have 6 brothers. And I was a daddy's girl. Yeah. Like I was with him every day until then. You know what I'm saying? So for that reason, that messed me up because now he smoked, he ended up on drugs and stuff or whatever, but when I got grown enough to go back to see him, because my mama was so torn about what happened, you know what I'm saying? She forbidded us to be around him, which I still think that that's absolutely wrong, because if I would have put myself in those shoes, I think I still would allow my children to, a relationship with their father. Exactly my point. But I'm saying, like, a lot of women, they go off of that, and I don't know, whatever it is they call themselves, that they fixed within themselves to try to pacify that, to keep You know what I'm saying? I don't know if they doing it to try to save their kids or if they just that toe up about
They
it.
might
You know what
really
I'm saying?
in their mind think that they saving their
and
kids.
that's what I'm saying. You know, we have. I don't know where it come from. I don't have children, so I don't know like how you cradle like that. You know what I mean?
Well, I would say this.
Unhealthy.
I would say
Yeah.
this.
It can be
My
unhealthy.
daughter, my oldest daughter, was in my life to the age of 3. Her mother took her to California. I ain't see my daughter again to the age of 8.
And that's-
then I reconnected with I went to go spend her birthday with her when she turned 9. After that, I ain't see my daughter again until she was 15.
Yeah.
And to this day, I contacted my daughter roughly about 2 months ago, and she sent me the worst response back ever. It crushed my heart.
And
right?
see, the thing is,
Damn.
I was the opposite because I used to
Damn.
go and try to find my daddy when I got grown. Like, it was against everything
did
my
the
mama
same
said.
thing.
See, that's
She
a-
used to be mad as hell. Let me tell you. I used
think
to.
that's a woman thing,
I used
though.
to take my money and I would go and catch the bus
Yeah.
or whatever I could down to New Orleans and go get him out of crack houses, everything, and go and see him, right? Just because I wanted to see him because
wanted to see him.
that was my
That was your
daddy.
daddy.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And he would leave me every time. Like,
That ain't
I'm
even funny.
serious. And,
Oh, yeah,
no, for real. Like, now I done joked about it like hell now, but no, on some real stuff. Like, he would leave me every time.
Yeah.
This nigga done left me in the shower at miscellaneous women houses
just get the
before.
fuck on.
He done left me at Walmart before. Like, I went in there to exchange
Bruh,
some sandals
what?
and came back out and this nigga was gone. Okay, like, I'm serious. Like, so again, I have serious abandonment issues.
Yeah.
I absolutely love men, but I don't know how to deal with them. Like, I don't. I had one relationship and it was good,
In
but
the
I
back
don't
of
know.
your mind, you got that feeling like they go dip on your
Yeah,
ass.
I don't know what to do. Like,
Damn.
I don't know how to get past that.
But it
That's
kind of feeds back to the title of the show. You know, with your dad, he didn't have a balance.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, and because of not having that balance, not only we were talking about relationships, your wife or your significant other, your girlfriend, or it affects the children too.
Oh, for sure.
When your balance is not right, you know, you gotta your balance have to be
What's
right.
up?
And I've learned that even with myself, you know, and dealing
So
with
you said it like you felt what she was saying. You had that same.
Yeah,
experience?
my dad was that way. I told you,
Oh.
he chased that money, man.
Yeah. And
My
you know
pops
what?
be like, your dad coming to get you. You like, yay!
He
My
ain't
dad
coming.
would get us from the west side, drive to the east side on a Friday,
Right.
drop us off. This real talk. And pick us up on Sunday. Bruh. Get us, at the time, Wendy's was out.
Yeah.
Get us a triple.
Oh,
Don't
yeah.
tell your mama nothing.
Nothing, right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that went on for a long time, man.
Yeah.
Damn.
So I think I kind of deal with the same thing in a
Yeah.
sense. It's like, dude, what the heck?
I think-
I'm big on keeping your word and stuff.
And that's how I feel. If I tell you something, I'm doing it. Like, set your clock.
I think
yeah.
we
Let me
I
know.
think we-
Communicate with me.
I think we all sit in the same ways, and to a certain extent, because I stayed on Washburn, and Puritan. My daddy stayed on Puritan and Ardmore, right? I probably didn't see my daddy 3 times a year.
Yeah.
Damn.
You know, but it made me like a super dad because
Yeah.
I ride and die for my kids. I
Yeah.
always have. You know,
Yeah.
I love them. My wife is the same way, and I understand her passion for it. You know,
Yeah.
and we do kind of like my past or your past. If you ever were to have children, you would probably be the super duper mom. You know,
Because
just
of that,
because
yeah.
you would not want them to feel
Yeah,
that.
I think so too,
Because our
yeah.
parents didn't have balance.
Yeah.
You know, so like we're talking tonight, and we're going to get right to it. You know, I want a lot of men to have balance, but women too, because they're out in the business world also.
Right.
So they're
Yeah,
kind
a
of
lot
finding
more.
themselves having
Yeah.
to learn how to balance things out.
So he about to take his chef hat off, and we gonna go right into words from Dr. Wilson.
Right, Dr. Wilson.
And it's kind of funny because one of the things that stood out of all the things, it was saying to have tech-free time.
Oh, yeah.
Put the phones down.
Yeah, and
I can make you put your phone down.
and they said
Nah,
any
you need
mobile
that.
device, anything you can send or receive a message,
Yes.
photos, emails, any social media accounts,
Oh, no, you need that.
and
Q,
your
you are
business.
crazy.
No, I'm saying you need that
Oh, I'm
time.
thinking you like, you need my phone.
No,
Like,
I'm saying you need that time off. Yeah, no.
I totally agree, Dr.
I agree.
Wilson.
Because what they're saying is you have to, and you know, I'm not.
Disconnect.
I gotta admit it. Sometimes I'm bad at listening, and then my wife would be really trying to tell me something I'm supposed to get.
And by the way,
Right.
she is listening to him. Just letting you know, though, okay?
And no, I do it, and I want my mind to be somewhere else, and then she'll ask that question. So what did I say? And
you know what you're supposed to say? You supposed to say Fruity Loops. Fruity Loops.
and
Safety words.
so
What?
So it can be anything, even from your own thoughts.
Yes.
And I know that it's been times when I had some good days when I was really paying attention, and I felt it and I seen it in her eyes. So I understand this about putting any and every type of method someone can get in contact with you for. And the ladies were talking about healthy boundaries earlier. What does that look like all over your life? You know what I'm saying? When can somebody not get in touch with you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, because I love social media, but you're constantly bombarded by someone's thoughts.
Oh, I do that. I do
Yeah.
that shit. I fall the fuck off.
Yeah.
So this can be with your children. When it's time for your kids, my wife just she had girls' night out with the girls where they got a room and all that, and it was just them. So now I guess I'm kind of understanding that,
Yeah.
So when you balancing things out, not only in your marriage but with your children, like Fee was saying, when you don't know how to balance things, especially as a dad, because of the way everyone looks at man, very powerful position in the household, I tell you. And what happens when you don't balance and then you end up leaving scars behind like that? So what we're talking about is, I'll say, don't take it lightly. You know what I'm saying? Let's learn how to balance this, guys. I would just like for us African American men, just for people to start looking at us differently.
You gotta normalize the fact that you need some space. You need some time for yourself. That need to be normal.
Yeah.
No, I'm talking about when you're sharing it with your
When you're
your
sharing it with
family.
the mate,
No, we
your
were
family.
talking about when it's just time for your kids or time for your
mate.
spouse.
Yeah.
Okay.
How do you shut the world out?
Oh, right.
Because you got to invest in where you lie your head, where your peace come.
Yeah.
You got to. If you don't invest there, won't be no peace there.
And another thing, something that you said that was important too, that I thought about, like my father is not living anymore, right?
Oh, sorry to hear
And 2 weeks before he passed, I called him because we will always like be into it. Everybody told me that I'm like the most like him and, whatever, like I'm just like him. I know I look just like him, but, like they say that I act just like him. And the older I get, I see that,
Okay.
So, like he was like a stone cold, like hustler, like, he made his own, like, he was very self-made. So, we will always argue. So 2 weeks before he passed, I was tired of it. And I said, you know what? I called him and I just felt like I was going to free both of us or free myself from the anger or whatever that I had. And I just had a conversation. It was like his birthday, as a matter of fact. I called him and I'm like, happy birthday. I just want to tell you that I forgive you for whatever you've done. You don't even have to say you sorry. I just want you to know that I forgive you. You know what I'm saying? I want to have a relationship with you because you are my dad. They don't make receipts for y'all, just like they don't make receipts for me, so I can't take you back. Let's just go ahead and make this do what it do. And I really was like talking to him and I just like put it all out there, right? By the time I got done, he was crying, right?
Wow.
And 2 weeks later, he was hit by a car, and the 2 weeks after that, he was gone. I was very happy that I had that conversation with him.
Right.
It bothered me that I had it at that time, but at the same time, I didn't understand what was going on. Like I didn't understand, spiritually what was going on.
You believed your spirit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But at the same time, to men, I just feel like it's important to understand that it's okay to not have to be that strong.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because we could have been had that conversation. But there is a stature that men have that, like you just said, you was like they the powerful people in the house, and they are. Like that's how I was raised to look at a man. You know what I'm saying? But it's up to y'all to come, to maybe like step back or whatever and come down, like how it say in the Bible, how the Lord, stooped down in Psalms 40, and listen, he inclined unto me and heard my cry. That's the same thing that a man has to do, I think.
I agree.
Like you have to come down and so that you can see where we coming from.
I agree. Yeah. And a lot of women have to allow for that to happen.
Absolutely. Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
That's where the balance comes in.
Absolutely.
For sure.
I think that perhaps that that the reason why women have a problem doing that is because one, they ain't seen no man until they the first time they saw a man is when they was laying with one. I always say that. You know what I'm saying?
That's funny.
The first time that they actually saw a man, I'm serious, was when they was laying with one, because it was always Big Mama that told everybody what to do in the house.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? It wasn't no man that she got orders from and she kept saying his name, because at my grandma's house, she always said what my granddaddy said. Like, you know, well, your granddaddy said this and that. Well, your granddaddy said that. Well, in a lot of houses, it was what Big Mama said this.
What grandma said, yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying?
No, I was. Go ahead. Wow, this is D. I was talking about this at lunch. Go ahead.
Yeah. So it like you don't. They don't understand how to reverence a man, and not only that, society has made them on paper appear equal to them, to y'all.
Yes.
So you know, so we don't know. I mean, I won't say we. I'll say women don't really. You know, they not really clear on that. They not even clear on the fact that they doing this.
I would put it like this.
That could be true.
I would put it like this. America made black men an option and not a must.
Baby.
That's real shit.
They made black men an option.
Yeah.
Okay. From this day forward, I've hooked up with 2 people to dedicate my life to actually just doing commercials with black families in it, because now
that's wonderful. I love that.
like the new commercial with Progressive, 2 white women looking at the black dude putting laundry in, right? And she said, "Oh my God," you know what I mean? Then he's floating towards her, then she interrupted, right? Well, I took it in a different manner. When Progressive jumped in for insurance, that was to me. I looked at it like, oh no, you don't need to do that part. You know what I mean? Okay. You need to slow your ass down. By the way, Becky, you left your retainer in the dryer. So I'm telling you the truth.
White ass over there.
Take your white ass home.
White.
So I'm dedicating my life to teach and train and to make myself accessible for black America and the people that surround them, because I have a lot of experience when it comes down to dealing with the drive of an entrepreneur and the do's and don'ts. You know what I mean? And whether you want to take my advice, that's dope. If you don't, that's kind of
then.
But at the same time, I'm taking me and Brother Bedford. I made a pledge to Brother Bedford that I will go along with his plan, just to raise us properly, and create a balance in us in business,
absolutely,
in our relationship. So that's what I'm doing.
Change that image.
Most
that's
definitely
been put out there.
I mean, because I'm telling you, America that made us an option.
Yeah.
Especially,
we kind of had a disposition there, and at that point, so you also make it even harder to focus on that relationship or family aspect.
Yeah,
when that shit is failing already.
Right.
So then, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off,
go ahead, go.
And then it's like, when shit failing, and like this is probably just some retarded way to look at it, but when shit failing and your business like. So you putting a bunch of grind into your business, but it's working,
right?
And your family failing.
Right.
Most times, people go pick the one that's working.
Right.
You gonna pick the business over the family.
You're right. I've seen it in my life, and they'll walk away.
Yeah,
for the thing that they feel like
is working.
That's working.
Yeah, for sure.
Knowing that you got to invest. I had wrote something earlier, and I said, effort equals success
all day.
Yeah, that's true.
In the parts of our life, guys, women, if you don't put the effort in, you can never get to the successful part of anything.
Yeah, because with effort comes consistency. If you're consistent, I mean, it's a lot of words with effort, loyalty. Well, you know what I mean? It comes the dedication. Yeah. All that is right up under what you just with effort. You know what I mean? Because if you pushing, I told somebody a long time ago, my mother laughed at me because I came home wet, right? Okay. I was catching the bus, right? In the slushy snow, right?
Right.
So she laughed at me. She said, "You don't have no patience." I said, "What you mean?" She said, "You let that bus splattered you all over. You all wet and you're shaking." I said, "How you know I got splattered?" She said, "Because you wet." I said, "But how you know it was a bus?" She said, "Because you walked home. If you would have been patient and waited at the bus stop,
the bus would have splashed you because you'd have been on that motherfucker, right?"
And so I carry that in my brain when people were like, "Man, I just got to make money. I just got to make money." I said, "You gonna make money to spend it on something that you don't need."
Yeah, you're gonna be splashed.
Exactly.
So
trying to splash.
So what I'll do real quick is just run through a few of these. Guys, they say do the little things.
Most definitely.
Little things, that's for sure.
They say, for us to do the little things. sometimes you can do is pick up the kids from school when you usually don't. Just take out that day. Tidy up around the house before you leave out.
Yeah. Pick up your clothes.
Pick up your clothes, yeah.
Throw them in a hamster.
In a hamster.
You know he ain't doing it. He don't even know what it is.
In the
He get on my nerves.
In the hamper.
That's in a hamster.
Go
So
ahead.
they say that's just one of the ways to make your partner feel loved, and it puts balance there.
Most definitely.
You know what I'm saying? Just with the things that's
Yeah,
happening
picking
around
up the slack
household.
sometimes. Yeah.
Yeah, they said couples who communicate in their relationships feel heard, respected, and validated. So what they're saying now, once again, is set some time aside to communicate.
Yeah.
And what I've heard, and my wife said, sometimes people change along the way, but you'll never know if you don't take the time to communicate.
Most definitely.
So I say that, very important.
Yeah, for sure.
Right.
A month will go by so fast, and you've had an appointment from appointment. You don't know all the moves your wife been making, you've been making. Somewhere along the way, now you like blueberry pie. You don't like peaches because you stopped at lunch somewhere and you realize,
Right.
nah, this is my new favorite.
But she don't know.
Because you ain't communicating.
tell her, right?
You know what I'm saying? So then by the time you sit down, it's like all these changes that are occurring around you.
Like, since when
So-
you start? You hear that a
Exactly.
whole bunch of
Then-
times.
then she wanna
Since
say-
when you start?
Then she want to know
Like,
what woman got you eating that shit.
Hey.
But yeah, so they say take out time for effective communication.
And and verbal, like in person communication, because like I know women who will text you to death all day.
Oh,
hate it.
And
damn
then get home and ain't got shit to say.
I hate it.
But you had 50 million things to say on
on
text.
text, yeah.
But when we face to face, like now you ain't got shit to say.
I hate
That's
it.
weird.
And then I'm gonna roll up on this next one too.
Uh-oh.
And then,
he rolling up on it.
Yeah,
rolling-
I roll up and they say
Creep,
date
creep,
night
creep,
is a
creep.
priority.
Oh, yeah.
You say who? Date night?
They say that's a priority.
You cut that shit down.
Clap was loud as hell.
Right.
I would say date night is important. Most importantly, I think too, the communications of date night is important too.
Yep.
Because sometimes you can plan something and then your mate is not on the same page and their ass won't be there.
Right.
And that's true. That's back to what I'm learning about dating an entrepreneur, a
Okay.
businesswoman.
Right.
I used to, up until, when did I stop doing this? Oh, yesterday.
Yeah, yesterday. All right. Hell no.
I cannot.
And she always say I'm sarcastic anyway. But I would ask my wife something. She said, well, how do you expect me to answer that? I got to look at my calendar.
Yeah.
And I was taking it very personal. But I said, you know what? I married a businesswoman.
Right.
So now I just thought about it today at work. I guess she would have to check her calendar in a
Right.
sense, right?
Right.
But when you make date night a priority, sometimes before your week starts, you pencil it in.
Yeah.
Because they say, at least once a week, some guaranteed quality time for a date night.
Yeah.
And sometimes that means a lot. Once a week, you've been grinding it out, and you got this one night that you're excited about you, and you're just not about to talk about business.
Right.
It's going to be about you and this other person.
Exactly.
Or it could just be your kids looking forward to doing something with them.
Right.
Yeah.
But guys, we got to balance this out, man. 'Cause
Very
you've been
true.
hearing stories, dad's been chasing money, dreams, and whatever else,
Yeah.
and not penciling time in, balancing out. So
True.
we got to do it in our marriages, any relationship.
Dr. Wilson, your wife say do things that speak to each other's love language.
Yes, and what I started doing is I started giving her what I wanted,
Right.
right? And I had to recently, she told me to go back on my text messages because we text all the time.
So go back to the receipts.
Yes. And my love languages were different from hers. So what I found myself doing, because I didn't pay close enough attention to her list, I just started giving her what I want.
Right.
And I was happy. I was like, she gonna love this.
Right.
Because I do. You know what I'm saying? The wife like, it's not what I want. And
it's
I'll take
all
it
right.
personal. Right.
It's all right.
Yeah, and I'll take it personal.
That
right?
was a reminder of what Will Smith said, that he didn't understand why Jada wasn't happy at first because of her entanglements. No, but he said he didn't understand, but
You so petty.
he just thought she wanted a big house and all that
remember
stuff.
that. I remember
and,
that.
And then he never asked her what she really wanted. And so
He gave her what he thought she wanted.
No, and it's funny you say that because my wife will say that to me all the time. It can be anything from cooking a dish, and she'll be like, "You never asked me what I wanted." you know, anything. And I'd be like, wow. And I had got that. When did I get that? Oh, yeah, I got that yesterday. I just got it yesterday, man. I got so much yesterday on the way here.
Today,
I got a lot yesterday, man. I was at work thinking about it all. But that's okay because I got it. Yeah. And that's the thing about it is balance comes in. You're going to fail sometimes, guys. You are going to fail.
Shit,
We're trying to balance it out.
Right.
You better, because if you haven't failed, that means you ain't tried nothing new.
That's right.
Yeah. You routine as hell.
And what you but what you said makes sense, because. But fortunately, and it's fortunate enough that you have a wife that you have. The fact that you married, congratulations on that.
Thank you.
But the thing I tell people, most women nowadays, it's sad that women miss out on so much of a man being a man. You know what I mean? On saying, no, we're going here to eat. You know, I cooked you something to dinner.
Like making that making that choice.
Making that decision.
Sure. I miss that.
See, that's what I'm saying. So a lot of women want that and actually need that in their life because it give them a good thing of relief.
A sense of submission.
Yeah. It give them a good thing of
a little bit. I do believe that.
Yeah,
because it could be about business or anything. So I agree with you.
Yeah.
You want somebody that can think, you know, that you feel confident in them.
What you want to eat? No, what you want to eat?
Yeah, like
sometimes you got to sit back and allow it though.
Yeah,
I believe that people grow into roles.
Right.
It's almost like my mom started a long time ago when I was a little fella. Carried the grocery in. There you go. That's mama. There you go. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And they encourage you to want to do more.
Right.
So even with our mates, even my wife always says small victories are still victories.
Yeah.
So
facts.
even if someone does something and it'll help them get that balance, you know, give them a pat on the back.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's wonderful job. You know, man, not to the fact where you just being fake, but you know, genuinely just saying, you know, wonderful job.
You know how many husbands say that, dog? Because like I ain't married, but like a few of my homies is, man, and like that's really a thing. Like not feeling appreciated.
Oh, I know
that's
a lot.
Really a thing.
I know a lot of men.
I think that's a genderless feeling.
Yeah,
but to a sense, and just to get in, like I was trying to say this one thing that the reason why that is the case too, that a lot of men don't get that type of, you know, get those accolades and stuff like that, is because we were told that we were queens, but we wasn't told that y'all was kings.
Wow.
I dig that. I fuck with
I'm
that.
serious though.
No,
like,
that's real.
you know what I'm saying? Like, y'all just became kings like 3, 4, 5 years ago. You know what I'm saying? I'm for real though. You know what I'm saying?
Like, but, even dudes like, "What's up, king?"
Yeah, but ever since we was like Lil with ruffled socks on, we was queens. You know what I'm saying?
But you absolutely
damn, I hadn't even thought about that.
We were never shown a king to be matched up next to. We were just raised up all our life as queens.
It was never
so
no
we
black
was just,
king.
Yeah, we was just raised.
Barbie
we was like
never had
tall
no black
ass
king.
grass. We was just the tall grass blades. Like it ain't even nobody up here, you know, with us.
Right.
We can go. We probably have to do this next week, but
damn, that's real though.
And the title of this show is balance, but you know what? We need a balance in our community
all day.
And
absolutely.
And that's part of my purpose and my mission is to return that positive outlook, not just on black men, but just black families. I had looked at a photo where all the black businesses used to be in Highland Park.
Yeah.
And it took a photo, and all the ladies looked nice in their hats and their dress, and the guys had on belts and shirts,
I love
hats.
it.
And just typically walking down the street. So that image right there always stuck with me. You know, it really stuck with me and stuff. So I would like to return that. So, you know, what does that look like for the kids who have never seen Roots before? You know, so they don't know how to respect their culture because they don't know what we've really been through.
And we don't never really see the beginning of Roots neither. We always see the beating and the
beating part. The beating part, you got to go to the beginning.
We don't know when he held his daughter up. You know what I mean?
I seen them all.
Yeah.
But you want to hear something
I also
funny?
seen when they told Kunta goofy ass not to go all out there, and he went out there, and that's how he got caught in the first place. I'm just saying they told his ass not to go that far out.
But you know, history wise, they were selling us. We was being captive by our own people. Let's not forget that they were slaves before they came over here.
We was just talking about the movie now. Come on.
Yeah, I'm just saying the truth of the matter though. Like,
I would like to continue the series and just I'm gonna do some more research because balance is really important.
It's important.
I've heard that in everybody's conversation
Yeah, it
tonight.
is.
Consideration is very important.
You got oh wow, yeah. You gotta be
Consideration.
Well,
Because if you don't, I mean, like you can have all, you can hell stand on one foot all you want, but I'm talking about considering somebody.
Right.
Like you know what I mean? It's like what you doing it for? Like you know what I'm saying? If you don't, if it's not a purpose behind this, it's redundant. Just like how you were saying that you was giving all of the gifts that you wanted.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
That's no consideration. Like not saying that it was bad, but I'm just saying like at the end of the day, it was like
Considered
it
that
could
he
have
knew
been
what she
more.
wanted.
Yeah, it could have been a little bit more consideration to it, meaning that you had to have that conversation to find out what is it that I really need to go out and get instead of just trying to fill in something. And that's a lot of times that's what we do.
Yeah,
and that's what happens right at this point. That's why this conversation. And when I did this research, I said, "Man, I'm all in this." However, it's okay because I'm very transparent.
Yeah, that's dope. I think we all are. That's so dope.
I'm so
I love
transparent. That's why I ended up like with the hottest wife. Like
that's my gal. I love her.
She let me do that song. I'm every woman and do the video because she cold like that.
Right.
That's my
So
gal.
I always tell her, like I said, whatever I have to do, I said, you're well worth it. Right?
That's dope.
My family is well worth it.
Right.
So this balance I'm seeing is so important for everybody in the household, man. We got to balance. How do you balance the business and the family?
Yeah.
Like you said, most people, they'll shoot towards the thing that
That's easier.
That's easier.
Or that they think is winning.
That's winning. And what happens, like with Fee, and even like myself, you're casualty of war for someone who's pursuing something.
Most definitely.
Right? They're chasing something.
But
And
getting
when
to
you
the point where you recognize it, though, is important.
Yes.
you
that's
got to
what it
balance
is.
Yeah.
before you tear the house up.
Yeah.
So
'Cause
anyway,
a lot of people don't even ever recognize it, so that's the thing.
and I would the next time, we live or not really live.
No,
we
we
live. My internet started working.
Oh, I would have started a watch party.
Yeah, I did. Yeah,
I just wanted some people to call in. Fee, I thank you for your input. It's us guys, but
No, for sure, though.
you
No.
being in the room, you put this balance on it,
Right.
and then I think you work for my wife. Would she pay you? But
I ain't gonna tell you how much.
I know, but
that's gonna be an argument at home.
it has me being more accountable for things, and by you being here, you just put a healthy balance on it.
I agree.
you.
See that twist the line.
Us allowing you in the guys' clubhouse.
Right. I feel honored. Thank you.
Hey, it's necessary though. It's necessary.
My guy Kamani says love languages are extremely important and should be talked about often. That's very true. Tamisha said, great topic. I guess Ms. Wilson said, talk your list, Fifi.
You see what I'm saying? That's my gal.
Fifi, give my potato back.
By the way,
that's my girl.
Right, that's my gal.
By the way, Chef Wilson made everybody some food, and I really appreciate it. He did a stuffed potato, and you already seen Q just destroyed it.
Dog, I'm over here eating a steak with no fork or knife.
He's so bougie. He had his pinky up. Like I saw.
It's a habit, man. I gotta keep the pinky ring clean.
I can't stand him.
and I love this. It's put a smile on my face. So a lot of people don't know that I'm a chef. They just had no idea and stuff.
Right.
It took my
They gonna
wife,
know from here.
The first person to call me that, I know he shouts out to my wife. What's my wife? She started calling me Chef Wilson.
Oh, that's dope.
And I said, I receive that.
I know that's right.
Right? That's that little
That's
boy
what's
getting
up.
value. You
Yeah.
need a little, you like, I
Exactly.
can do it.
Yeah.
But
I can
seriously,
do it.
that right
we
there.
need that.
We need
Yeah,
that.
we need that. It sounds simple, but it's smart
and you better
women
get it
and
from
men
your
get
significant
that.
other, because if you don't, that's
Somebody gonna be
Let me
your
tell you something. It's a
cheerleader.
cheerleader out there now. You
Yes.
know,
Be like,
they came with pom poms. Don't play.
Oh,
like,
man.
Swear to God.
I'm serious, and that's
Hell yeah.
important to your point. That's very important.
Hell
You know
yeah.
that women have gotten away from that. Like we don't
sure.
encourage our men. I take pride in being around men that's doing something, so I can tell them that they the shit. Like I love it. I'm serious.
Hey,
Like
can you
I
tell me
truly
once?
love it. You the shit. You the shit, Q. You the shit, Mom. Like I love it.
Every time
Like
you come in here with these styrofoams, my guy, you know you the shit.
I mean, we have to do that though. Like, we
no
have
doubt.
to encourage one another. I don't think that men don't do it. I think that men feel like they got swatted every time they do it because just because guys don't even want to hold the damn door open no more and stuff or whatever because these heifers so rude. Like I just think that's crazy.
That's true.
I do it still, but it do piss me off.
And you walk away mad.
Yes,
I break my neck to say thank you. I really appreciate that. Like, because I just want you to know, like, really I do. And I'm going to say it 3 times just in case the other 3 heifers at the other 3 stores you went to the past 3 days ain't do it. I'm going to go, I'm serious.
It's a
you
thing,
have
though,
to.
because I held the door for, it was an older lady one time. I held the door and she came in. She said, "Oh, my God, your mama must be so proud." I'm like, dog, this shit is normal, though. Like,
you was
right
coming
here.
in.
I was going to let the door hit you in the face. Like,
and they do, though.
But they do. People
I
do.
don't act like shit. Like,
The truth of the matter is, I love the fact that we do Girth at 9 o'clock. I love the fact we do it on Tuesdays. I love the fact that we follow the pink part. I love the fact that we able to have a good conversation without yelling and arguing back and forth. That no matter what, we can agree on our own accord. You know what I mean? People at this table is not yes men. You know what I mean?
Right.
We have our own mind.
awesome.
And I really appreciate everybody who participate and listen to the show. Don't forget, next week, I know Chef Wilson is going to have, we might do a part 2 of this.
Part 2, yeah, we're gonna do a part 2
I
because
think balance is going to be a part of every fucking episode.
yeah, let's do a part 2. And remember, people, when you're not balanced, you end up falling.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know I fell for about 7 times last year.
And then if you don't fall,
3
somebody
times,
connected to you gonna fall.
You going to bring somebody down with you.
Yeah. So and I'm learning that that's where that balance comes in.
Oh, I'm glad you said that because when I got sick and I had to go, the EMS had to get me, right? So they had to pick me up on the chair gurney, right?
Oh, I was the next thing. Go ahead.
Right. So they said, whatever you do, don't reach your hand out, right? Because otherwise, no, you'll knock the balance off, and we going to get hurt.
Right.
Okay.
Exactly.
Right.
So you have to be aware on when you doing something. Look at your surroundings and the people you attach to, and they can affect other
That's good
people
stuff.
and hurt them more than you because you already secured on what you're doing.
Yeah.
Or where you at in life, but you might hurt other people.
That's
so
good stuff.
That's where the
That's
balance
an
comes.
analogy. I like that. Yeah. For sure.
And that's where that balance come in.
Yep. So, Chef Wilson, tell people where they can reach you at.
Oh shoot, they can reach me Instagram Fred Wilson 1183, Facebook Fred Wilson. Fred Wilson. You probably see me, some of my quotes, my wife,
Right.
a lot of my wife. I love my wife.
Q, where can people find you at?
Holler at me on the gram, dog. Q.Lewis313, man. You already know what it is, man. It's your boy Q Lewis. Holding it down live from the 48205. Red's on this thing, dog. Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, eblockradio.com. You know what it is.
And E-Block is coming to podcasting.
Why you ain't never asked me to be on E-Block? Go ahead, man.
Whenever you're ready.
E-Block is coming to podcasting the month of March, and we will be in trailblazing going on forward. February is Black History Month, and we are making history through our podcast, again, our families and our partners, our engineers. We really love and appreciate everyone. I'm Miles Dixon, Instagram, mdixon313. Next week on Girth, we're going to balance 2.
Balance too. Yeah.
And TOO. You need to have balance too, Negroes.
And then I guess we can focus more on the non-romantic relationships then. We can go that route.
that
Because
would
we
be
ain't
a
never
fact.
really get to that.
Yeah, we got to get to. We got to get to that part.
Chef Wilson, we got a balanced relationship, okay?
Yeah.
I just got to check all my text messages because I didn't know steak was coming.
Oh yeah, I said cash at me.
He seen that cash out. Like, bing. He said, "Who want to get on Tuesday?" Bing.
So on that note, y'all, with Girth, we welcome everybody's conversation in. We're going to broadcast on Clubhouse too next week. We just letting y'all know in advance. Check us out on Clubhouse. Until next time, we'll see y'all. Peace.
Peace. Hey, we still on like my wife's show.